Nerds, what's up? Today we are doing my June and July haul and wrap up of 2016, and it's a little bit late, sorry. It's a very small haul and wrap up because I didn't really buy that much and I only read one book in June total. So July was our biannual bibliothon, and so I had to buy our group book, so I bought this in June, and it is The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. It was my first Morgan Matson book ever, so I did read this. The Unexpected Everything is about a girl whose father is a politician, and he gets caught up in some sort of drama, scandal that we don't know what it really is until later on in the book, and it completely destroys our main character's plans for the summer, so she ends up having to do something differently than she was usually doing. She's very type A. She had the whole plan of being a doctor and all of the things, and then her plans just are completely gone for the summer. She has a summer romance, of course, and all of that fun stuff. So we'll get more into this once we get into the wrap-up. I also received 2 books from the authors themselves for review, so you'll be seeing these in the coming months. But I received Girl Last Seen by Heather, oh, I cannot say the last name, Heather Anastasiou and Anne Greenwood Brown. Girl Last Seen is about 2 friends who become online sensations, which is why I was interested in reading this, because YouTube is a thing, and so it kind of has that internet phenomena going on in it. And then one of the girls goes missing, and in order to prove that the best friend is innocent, things have to happen. So it's going to be a little bit mystery. It sounds like the gorgeous bad boy is going to be a love interest in this one. I also received The Rift Uprising by Amy S. Foster from the author. This book doesn't come out until October 2016, so this is an arc. This sounds like a dystopian, there's military ideas in it and all that stuff, and I was really interested to read it because Amy Foster, the author, is a songwriter. She's Michael Bublé's writing partner, and she also wrote with Destiny's Child, so I think that's really fun, and I'm really interested to see how she does with book. Also, I love books like this. Then I have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I also read this, but I won't be talking about it in this video because I actually finished this book in August, but I picked up this book because why wouldn't I? If you have been hidden from the online sensation that is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, it is the 8th book in the Harry Potter series, except that it is written in script formatting because it's a play live in London. It's coming to Broadway, which is very exciting. I hope it comes to LA soon. And it's about Albus Severus Potter, Harry Potter's youngest son. They get into trouble. It's one of those plots that you don't really want to know much about before you start reading it because it all is kind of surprising. Lots of spoilers, but I do have a vlog review of this up on my channel already, so if you want to check that out, it'll be linked down below. And then I'm also about to write a blog post for it, so that might be up. Now on to the wrap up. So I didn't read that many books in June and July. The first book I read in June was Punk is Undead by Paolo Baron, and I got this on ebook format from the author for a review, which I do have up. It wasn't good in my opinion. It was just not for me. It was very, very graphic and not my style. A lot of music references, which was really interesting. I didn't recognize a lot of them because I'm not a music buff, but it could have been your thing, so I'll link the video down below if you're interested in seeing that review. The next book that I read was The Host by Stephenie Meyer. This was a reread for me. I love this book. I listened to it for the first time on audiobook, which took some getting used to. I didn't really like the narrator, but eventually I did get used to it. I just love this story so much. It's so good, and it's just very nostalgic, and I was just like choking up listening to it very frequently, which is not like really a sad book. So this is about aliens took over the Earth planet. They need hosts, so they take over human bodies, and they're called either parasites or souls, depending on who you're asking. And it's about a soul who falls in love with a human, and obviously issues arise from there. She also, her host body is still alive within the body. So there's two minds in one body, which is really interesting to read. I love how Stephenie Meyer wrote it. It's just really good, and I really, really like it. The next book that I read was The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I read this for the Bibliothon. Like I said before, this was our group book, so we do have a live show on the Bibliothon channel of most of us talking about it. There were a few of us who were missing for that live show, unfortunately. This was a 3 out of 5 for me. It was okay. It was I mean, lots of stuff happened, which was fun. I liked the scavenger hunt aspect because they do this huge scavenger hunt in it. And I liked that the dad was in the story. However, I felt like the relationship between the dad and the daughter, which starts out being pretty rough, was too easily fixed. And I didn't really like how easily everything came together. I'm not saying that everything happens happy at the end, but it just was too easy of a book for me. I think it needed more, but it needed to feel like the issues were big issues. They just felt kind of small, even though they should have been big. I don't know. Then, the last book that I read in the month of July was A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. This book was amazing. It was so good. I love Sarah J. Maas. I'm so excited to read An Empire of Storms next month. And I love Rowan. And just was perfect. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I did a live show with Sierra over on Sierra Reed's channel, so I'll link that down below as well. Lots of links down below. I really liked it. Do you ever get those books where when you're reading them, you like forget that you're not in that world? Like, that's not real. You're not reading real things. You're reading fiction. It's not real, but it feels very real. That is everything. So now I gotta put them all in a pile, which isn't a very big pile at all. I'm doing really good with this whole not buying books. Okay, that was everything I bought and read or received and all the things in the month of June and July. Woo! Okay, bye!